Hi guys, it was Carla TheBubblelush. So I thought, I see all these like tag videos and let's get to know you videos, and I have to say that when I meet somebody and they, like, one of the first things they tell me about, like, you know, how, what they enjoy doing is that, like, we don't have a TV or we don't watch TV. In my head, I'm kind of already thinking, I don't know if we can be friends. I don't know, because my husband and I, we love our TV shows. And I feel like, oh, that's almost, you're not supposed to say that because that automatically makes people think that you are like lazy and you never leave the house and you never do anything. But the thing is that, like, my husband works a very hard physical job and he works really long days too. So when he comes home and, like, after dinner and the kids are in bed, we just want to, like, relax, and we relax by watching a couple TV shows. As you will see, our DVR is so cram-packed. We are like 8 episodes behind in Grey's Anatomy. Spoiler alert, we are way behind on Grey's Anatomy, so don't spoil the show for me, but you're going to see that later. But we've been busy. And the thing also is that Hannah is like 3.5 now, and so she can she knows what's going on the TV, and so we can't watch anything that's like super violent or anything like that until after she goes to bed, or that's bloody, gory, that kind of stuff, because that's like super upsetting for kids, right? So we're behind on our TV, and I actually think this is a good thing, because usually if we were like up on it, we were watching all of our TV shows as they were recording, you wouldn't really get a good idea of like what we actually enjoy watching because our DVR would be empty. But right now it is cram-packed full. So I thought I might take a couple minutes and we would talk about like our favorite TV shows. My favorite TV shows, and let's see if we're compatible. Are we TV compatible? So I was thinking of doing this video and I was like, all right, well, I gotta turn the TV on, right? And I'm watching Bethany. I love Bethany. She is super funny, but this is, I don't even know who this guy is. But this is what I'm hearing.
My wife might want to send me. I'm a sexual tyrannosaurus.
Are you really?
I've been with her since I was 19. I'm almost 32.
And how often do you have sex a week?
Bethany, seriously, so obnoxious. Okay, I love her. Anyways, so let's open the DVR, and we do Comcast. This is not a paid spot for Comcast or anything, but let's talk about the TV and we can see if we are compatible. So one, as far as like late night TV goes, Jimmy Kimmel is like the only TV show that I record late night. I also like Craig Ferguson. I think he's very funny, but like the other ones, eh. But Jimmy Kimmel, he usually has some pretty funny guys. So what is your late night guy? Which one do you like to? Okay, and then The View. You'll see 6 episodes of The View. The only time I like actually watch it is when someone on there is interesting. But like Jerry O'Connell, no, I don't know, Mario Lopez, seriously. So anyways, when someone's interesting on there, I'll watch the episode, but for the most part, I fast forward through. And then, you know, like there's the E shows, where do you get your pop culture news? So I've actually been really liking Pop Sugar Now. I think they have a really good overall, like, it's some celeb news, some like design and fashion, and I think that's just, I don't know, it's just kind of a good overarching pop culture show. So that's what I've been getting into lately, but as you'll see, I'm 5 episodes behind. Yeah. Friends with Better Lives. Okay, this is the pilot that we just recorded, and we actually recorded this because Dawson is in there. You guys know who I'm talking about, James Van Der Beek. He was on the Bee in Apartment C? Apartment, whatever that one? The Bee in Apartment C? You guys can correct me in the comments. But I love James Van Der Beek, and I think that he is hilarious, and I want to see him succeed in a TV show. And this one actually looks like it's pretty good. There's different couples, and there are different stages in their lives, and some are pregnant, some are dating and married, I don't know. So this is a pilot. We haven't watched it yet, but I'm very excited for this show. Hope it's a good one. Then we got Mike and Molly. I like Mike and Molly. I think the humor is it's fading. Season 1 was really good. Season 2 is a little, but Melissa McCarthy, I like supporting her. I think that I like seeing bigger people on TV every once in a while. Let's just, yeah, right? Okay. And then The Doctors. This one, again, I only watch it if there's like something pertinent to my life or something that seems like it's interesting. This is not a show that I watch religiously every day, but it's in the DVR, and if I'm bored, I'll watch it. The Ellen DeGeneres Show. Ellen is hilarious. I used to be a big Oprah fan, and if I had to choose between Oprah and Ellen, it would always be Oprah. Obviously, Oprah is not on anymore. But Ellen, she's fun. And the nice thing about Ellen, the thing that I like, is that when I'm done watching an episode of hers, I never feel like bad about myself, right? She's very like uplifting and happy, and I don't know. invigorating. I like Ellen. Then The Voice. I'm so behind on The Voice. This is like episode 12. I'm pretty sure I've only watched 3 episodes. I'm pretty sure. Okay, and then Bones. Bones is one of those shows that we have been watching since episode 1. The only episode that we missed was the wedding episode. Seriously. I don't know how that happened. It started, there was like a conflict in the DVR, and so they weren't recording, so we were having to watch them on demand. And then we got behind, and on demand only stores like 4 or 5 episodes, and then we got so far behind and we missed an episode, and it was the wedding episode. Seriously? Seriously. So Bones is one of those shows that we can't watch until after Hannah goes to sleep because there's the blood, and she's like, oh, he got into an accident. And we're like, oh, turn it off. But Bones, I don't know. The humor is so dumb now. So dumb. But I feel like I've invested. I've been invested for, how many seasons are we? 9 seasons! See, I can't stop watching now. The New Girl. 12 episodes of New Girl. Seriously, 12? But, very funny. Zoe, they're sisters, right? Yeah, the Deschanel sisters. I don't know, I like her. It is a 30-minute comedy. We can watch it when Hannah's around. We really should be watching that more often, but I don't know, I like that show. The Mindy Project. I will always support her. She is hilarious. I follow her on Twitter as well. I don't know, I really like that show though. Bubble Guppies, that's Hannah. Hannah's kind of outgrown Bubble Guppies, which is why there's only 1 episode, but the episode that's in here is a 60-minute long episode, because William is like, he'll watch it too, so that's good. Cinderella is just a standby. I mean, we recorded this last May, and it's still in here, and she watches it like all the time. Cinderella is probably her favorite princess. And then Little Einsteins, she is always like, this isn't my favorite, I don't like watching this show. But it's probably the only like cartoon that I like her to watch, because there's music and history and I don't know, I just think it's a smart show, but she's not a big fan, I gotta admit. Then we got the Disney movies. Mulan, Ratatouille, The Incredibles. Huge Incredibles fan. Tinkerbell and the Great Fairy Rescue. Thank goodness she's kind of outgrowing the Tinkerbell. That was really annoying there for a while. Paw Patrol is her favorite cartoon, hands down. There's only 5 episodes in here, and every time we watch one now, this is the only TV show where when we start watching it, she's like, I've already seen this one, which is telling me that she's actually paying attention. Like, she loves it that much, she's paying attention to the plot. She's like, I've already seen this one way too many times. So, huge Paw Patrol fan. She's outgrowing Team Umizoomi, but I liked Team Umizoomi when she was like 2. The patterns, the math, the like problem solving, that's a good show. It's a really good show. Yo Gabba Gabba, thank goodness she's outgrown this one too, but William is starting to get into it, which makes sense, right? But, yeah. Strawberry Shortcake. She was a huge Strawberry Shortcake fan between like 2.5 and just after 3. She's kind of outgrowing it, but if you ask her, she'll still totally watch Strawberry Shortcake. But for a while there, it was like incessant, I want to watch Strawberry Shortcake. Now it's Paw Patrol. Kids' interests are fleeting. Then we got Cinderella 2, which is probably one of the worst movies Disney has ever put out, but it's Cinderella, so we gotta watch it. And Doc McStuffins, Hannah really likes that one. Jake and the Neverland Pirates was huge from like 2 to 2.5, and it's waning just a little bit, but she'll still watch it. She still likes it. And then The Little Mermaid. That is a horrible cartoon. I don't even know why I record it. It's awful. Like, the plot lines, they're not even like educational. It's just gross. Mary Poppins, she's not a huge fan of. Meet the Robinsons, she really does like, but the Boulder Hat guy scares her a lot. Like, she has nightmares about Boulder Hat guy, so we gotta be careful. And then Robin Hood, I recorded because that is my favorite show, even though it is available on Netflix, but I recorded it anyways. Sophia the First, we have got 9 episodes, and we only keep them in there because she loves Sophia the First, and every once in a while, she really wants to watch it. And then Toy Story 2, have to. Now we're getting into A Brick at a Time. Have you guys seen this? She's like opened up, it's a home reno thing, and she's opened up her own business, and it kind of follows her at home a little bit with her kids, but also her renovation projects. I like it. She's a little uppity, and when they say like, I want to redo my basement and I have $60,000, she's like, ooh, I don't know if $60,000 is going to do it. She has very expensive tastes. Grey's Anatomy, 8 episodes, but we've been watching it since the beginning. I'm not a huge fan, but I haven't got sucked into the whole April's wedding thing. Seriously, no spoilers, but I know that that's coming down the pike. Super fun night. 7 episodes behind, but I don't know, Fat Amy, I don't know, I support her. I think she's funny. When I sit down and watch it, I'm like, why don't I watch this show more often? But it is good. And The Middle, I don't know. The Middle is one of those TV shows that we can watch like while we're making dinner or whatever, and it's like family friendly, but like Chris and I get the humor. Whatever. Criminal Minds. why do I watch this show? And I always watch this show like after the kids go to sleep, when Chris is like closing or something, so I'm home alone and I watch the scariest TV show ever. Criminal Minds. And why do I watch that show? Seriously. Survivor Man is my husband's. That's Chris's go-to. Chicago PD and also Chicago Fire, which we watch on demand. I like those shows. I like the characters. I like the crossover. I love that Sophia Bush is now on Chicago PD because I was a huge One Tree Hill fan. Loved her in One Tree Hill, and I'm glad that she's kind of found a home on what seems to be a pretty successful show, Chicago PD. Parenthood. There's only one episode of Parenthood in there, and it's because Chris hasn't watched it with me yet. By far, hands down, the best TV show on TV, in my opinion. I love Parenthood. Love it. It is so well done. It's amazing. And when I find someone that hasn't watched Parenthood, and then I beg them, please watch Parenthood, and they come back and they're like, I didn't like it, I have to refrain myself from saying, well, I don't like you. Because this show is awesome. It's such a good show. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. I don't know if we can be friends. It's really good. Okay, I talked so much I filled my memory card. Moving on. Then we got Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is hilarious. Andy Samberg, that's his name, right? He is super funny. I really like that show. And then Enlisted is really dumb humor, but it always makes me laugh. And it's the guy from, okay, there was a Bones spinoff called The Finder, which was really, really funny. And that actor, well then what was his name? Michael, he died? Anyways, he was like a sidekick. So the main actor from The Finder has now found a new home on Enlisted as one of the 3 leads. And he's actually really good. I don't know. This show is probably going to get canceled because it's a Fox comedy, right? Fox, I think. It's probably not going to find footing, but it is pretty funny. And then Family Guy, that's my husband. Glee. I'm 6 episodes behind on Glee. I just can't get into it. My husband has completely given up on Glee. He's so annoyed that they're following the kids that are now in college. But I like that Demi Lovato's on there, and I don't know. I like it. It's just not as good as it used to be. It's never going to recapture how amazing that first season was. But again, I'm invested, because how many seasons? Only 5. Still, And then Monsters, Inc., one of those Disney shows, but this one's good enough to get recorded in HD, apparently, so it's down here with the HD channels. And then Star Trek Next Generation, which my husband recorded in high definition on BBC. He knows, but for Dawson's Creek, like, those episodes were so... I watched them at, like, a pivotal time in my life where I just remember every nuance of every Dawson's Creek episode. And that's kind of like Star Trek for my husband. I think it's probably, for, like, a lot of our husbands, Star Trek is a big thing. So, anyways, every once in a while he sneaks in an episode here and there and watches it, and I come out and I'm like, seriously, what goes on in this? And he tries to explain the backstory of Worf, and... That's the only character's name I know. Worf. Data, right? Anyways, so yeah, that's just something that we haven't been able to come together on. Star Trek is all his. So anyways, that is a look into my DVR and why I watch the shows and everything. What's missing from here is Property Brothers, Income Property, all those HG TV shows, which I watch those during the day. One, they are super kid friendly. They're easy to watch while you're folding laundry and cleaning and stuff like that because you don't have to watch them like super focused. You basically can watch like the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes and be like, wow, look at all that progress that they made. And you don't have to pay too much attention to the middle stuff. It's just kind of background noise. So the HGTV shows, they don't really stay in the DVR very long because those are very easy to watch during the daytime. And also there's usually, let's be honest, there's some Dr. Phil in there. But I just deleted one that was like, I don't want my daughter to be kidnapped and become a sex slave. That was like the title of the episode. I was like, this, Dr. Phil used to be amazing, and now it's just gone right downhill, and it's basically like Jerry Springer without the fighting. That's basically what Dr. Phil is now. It's not, he adds a little bit of therapy in there, but the stories are so outlandish, it's just ridiculous. Oh, hello. Now this is where he's going to tell us.
In the off season, so probably 3 or 4 times.
And what
That's
about
enough for me.
3 or 4 times. Hopefully it's a week and not a day, because that's a lot of sex. Anyways, okay, so I would love to see what your DVR looks like, and if we can be compatible. Can we be TV friends? Let's see. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye. I was wondering if they give you 1 flower per tooth. So like, when someone walks out and they have like a crap ton of flowers, okay, all the receptionists are like, oh, poor baby. But if they only have 1 flower, they're like, ah, weenie.